So in June, the university received a $33.7 million grant for medical marijuana research from Barry and Joy Lambert. The Lamberts donated this money because their granddaughter has epilepsy and they recognise the potential of cannabinoid-based medication to alleviate her symptoms. The research has been supported by the university and Premier Mike Baird, and so we're wondering, with all the support for this research and the research going so well, why is it still illegal to smoke weed? So firstly, there's actually a huge difference between medicinal and recreational marijuana. The component of marijuana that the Lambert Initiative research is focusing on is cannabidiol, or CBD. It seems to have a number of anti-anxiety, anti-inflammatory and other therapeutic effects that they will be further researching. However, it is almost undetectable in most marijuana that you get on the streets. In contrast, tetrahydrocannabinol, or THC, is in very high concentrations, and this is the psychoactive component, or basically what makes you high.
CBD has been tested in humans and has been shown to have a remarkable range of therapeutic effects. It's anticonvulsant, it stops epileptic seizures, it's antipsychotic, it reverses the symptoms of schizophrenia. Also seems to be neuroprotective, so when a brain's under stress, when a brain's inflamed in conditions like Alzheimer's disease, for example, or following stroke perhaps, CBD seems to have quite a lot of value. The question then becomes, how do you go about trying to get high CBD cannabis onto the Australian street? It's maybe not the job of government to do that. Maybe we have to educate consumers more, and so they start to demand the old types of cannabis, because in the 70s and 80s it was much more common to have high CBD cannabis available. And also the situation that we have now in some of the states in the USA where there's medical marijuana available.
Until recently, marijuana has been seen as a very taboo drug. The debate around it often focused less on the science and more on this idea of protecting citizens versus freedom of expression. As such, more than, say, other drugs which may be even more dangerous like alcohol and tobacco, it's been a very slow process to come to acceptance.
When I was your age, it was the war on drugs. It was in full flight, and American jails were full of people who were arrested only for cannabis-related offences. We'd see magistrates in Australia send people to jail for possession of very small amounts of cannabis. In the scientific arena, you could only ever get a research grant to do research on cannabis if you were showing that it does something bad.
Thirdly, there's still a huge amount of research to be done into marijuana, both for personal and medicinal use. Most of the current research is focused on THC, and the potential of other cannabinoids has been largely ignored. That's why this research grant is so important, because the researchers are going to look at CBD and other cannabinoids. At the end, they hope to produce a cannabinoid-based medication that could be used widely for therapy in many types of illnesses.
Medical research is about developing medicines to alleviate human suffering wherever it happens. And I suppose that speaks to the whole Lambert Initiative, really, is we're looking at getting into spaces where modern medicine has failed and seeing what we can do to help people who simply can't be helped at this point in time.